I'm Kendall with College Students in the Know, talking with Mark Lipton again. Hi, Mark. So, can you tell our audience once again what office you're running for?
Hi, Kendall. I'm running for the Florida State House. It's District 79, and it covers a huge swath of the unincorporated area of Lee County. It's Fort Myers, Shores, North Fort Myers, Lehigh Acres, Buckingham, Alva, and Olga.
Today, I'd like to talk to you about our environment. Let's start off with oil drilling and fracking. What's your position on these 2 points?
Well, I think we should ban both oil drilling offshore and fracking. It's very interesting. The oil drilling actually runs into some military issues because the Navy has maneuvers and they have drills that they do out in the Gulf. And we certainly can't be having oil wells out there when our military is trying to prepare themselves properly. So the oil drilling, aside from ecologically being bad, in terms of oil spills like the BP oil spill that reached Pensacola, it really interferes with the military maneuvers. So I'm certainly against the oil drilling offshore on 2 grounds. And fracking within the state of Florida is something that's unnecessary. It's not a large part of our economy, and there are pitfalls, scientifically shown pitfalls with fracking. And our water situation, which is another issue, we want our water quality to be top-notch, can be jeopardized by fracking.
I didn't realize the Navy had military exercises in the Gulf. That's very interesting. Moving on to solar, any comments?
We're the Sunshine State. I don't know why we don't maximize use of solar in our state. If there is any legislation that minimizes the efficiency of solar, I think that legislation probably should be changed around. I think people should be free to have solar panels on their roof, and if they can generate excess energy, that should be sold back to the utility companies. And we really should be emphasizing solar. It's clean energy, it's renewable energy, and also we can have manufacturing plants here that manufacture the panels. And we could put them in places like Lehigh Acres, which is in my district, and people then wouldn't have to be driving as far to go to work. So I'm looking at both the commercial benefits, the highway benefits, and also the environmental benefits.
And finally, water. There are quality and quantity issues. What are your suggestions to address those concerns?
That's a major concern here. I know we can't go back to 100 years ago and restore the Everglades the way they were. That's long since gone because of all the development. But we can buy more agricultural land and make it watershed south of the Okeechobee. That's something that the legislature has been falling short on. They haven't been allocating the appropriate monies that our Article 1 of our constitutional amendments some years ago passed to provide money for that type of acquisition. Too much water is being let out to the Caloosahatchee and to the St. Lucie. Caloosahatchee to the west and the St. Lucie to the east rather than south. North of the Okeechobee, there can be some steps taken with the dairy cattle and with the dairy cows and the cattle in order to minimize the impact they have from their waste. And that could be maximized. So we need more watersheds. We also need more water treatment facilities south of the Okeechobee all the way down to Lee County. The Caloosahatchee runs right through my district. So I'm very, very concerned about the quality of the water in the Caloosahatchee and our drinking water. We're also having problems with our aquifers in terms of using up water. So we have to make sure that we have enough water. In 2030, we'll have a 28% increase on the need for groundwater, for drinking water.
I can see you've studied these issues and are looking out for Floridians. Thank you for sharing your ideas and concerns with us.
Well, thank you for having me.